Hey to everyone coming in the live. As per usual, just trying to get my stuff set up behind the scenes. Oh, I don't want that happening. Yeah, today we're going to be having a conversation. We're going to be talking all about Venus retrograde, and to be honest, the whole solar system just gone retrograde on our asses, so I'm gonna have to take my time to go through a lot of what this energy is gonna be meaning, because there's a lot going on at the moment. But today I'm gonna be focusing on specifically Venus retrograde. So before we get started, let me know who's in the live today. Let me know where you're commenting from. How are you feeling today? How are you doing on this beautiful Sunday? We've got the sun trining Jupiter today, so we've got some powerful energies going on today. I feel empowered. There's a lot of things that has been blown out of proportion as well, maybe some arguments. But I personally feel good within myself. So hi Amy, yes, thank you very much. I've got the book right here. I'm going to be talking about the book that I've released very shortly. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got this shared on my Facebook. Hi Love and Me, hello from Michigan, USA. Hello. I love it when I've got so many different international people in my channel. I actually love it. I've got Jupiter in Cancer, so I just love being able to connect with loads of different people, which is why I probably got such a diverse channel. But yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling today. Yeah, so let me go into talking about my book, which I'm hell of excited about. As you've probably seen my videos that I've been doing on my Facebook. Amy said, let's dance again. I would love to be able to dance again. Do you know what? I'm just trying to be careful with what I do and put up. I'm not trying to put too much music on this channel because YouTube is just going funny at the moment. But yeah, I'm hell of excited. I managed to self-publish my own book in the middle of this pandemic, which I'm hell of excited about. This is my first book, and this is called Face It. Now let me talk a little bit about why I even created this book. To be honest, now I always get the question, how do you do shadow work? Like, how do you actually do it? And I just thought, why not actually create a practical product that allows people to work through their shadows on a practical basis, rather than just writing another book about the shadow and you're still confused. Okay, so how do I deal with my shadow? Well, this is how you deal with it. I've created a whole shadow workbook that has over 250 questions designed to heal the dark side of the human psyche. So all of the subconscious areas of our minds, all of the hidden aspects of self. This book is gonna reveal some stuff. It's so interesting because I've had some feedback from people who've already got the book so far, and it's like, yeah, okay, these questions are quite intense. Let me kind of go to a page. Let's go to covert narcissism. What webs do I cast in what web do I cast when I need to maintain control and manipulate someone? That's just one of the questions from one of these pages. Yeah, so we really go in self-accountability. We're going into people. What bothers me about people? Why am I so bothered by people? You know, some of these questions you just need to be able to ask yourself. What have I learned about strength? How is this displayed in my life? Self-deception. Where am I deceiving myself? Looking into the inner child. What parts do I hide from the world? This really goes into so many different areas that is really necessary for us to begin to evaluate and begin to unravel. And I feel like this book is just awesome. I mean, I created this mainly for myself so that I could have something that I could actually work through personally. But these are all questions that I actually ask myself on a daily basis. I thought, why not actually just create a book that I can actually continually refer to? Now, one of the interesting things about this book, and in the first page, if you've got this book, you'll notice I've got a 10-step trigger track. 10-step trigger check. Can't even say the bloody word. But this little exercise is really important, and I feel that it's actually something that you could actually use in all relationships, whether it's your children, whether it's friendships, whether it's your own intimate relationships. I feel that it's important to continually evaluate certain scenarios and situations, which is going to lead into what we're going to be talking about in regards to Venus retrograde being in Gemini, all about our connections and our relationships and stuff. It's important to really not allow yourself to get carried away by by our own triggers, but allow ourselves to evaluate the roots of why we're actually triggered, and learn to be able to have a bit more of a harmonious conversation about what's actually happening, why is this all happening, rather than just allowing ourselves to just continually go around in the same circle. So that first exercise in the book is extremely important, and you can use that exercise all the time. Whenever you feel triggered, just go to the 10-step trigger check and just allow yourself to just unravel that. And then you've got a whole little journal at the back that allows you to track your progress. So awesome book. You can actually find this on Amazon, directly on Amazon, on all market stores, in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Malaysia. I don't even know if they've got a Malaysia store, but hello, it's on all of the Amazon stores. And you can, I will be putting a link in the description of all of the main countries that come to my channel, and I'll put all the links in there below. But let me go back to some of your comments before we go forward, and let me know let me see who's actually in here. Hey Jazzy, would it mean that Venus retrograde is taking place in my 12th house, since that's where my Venus is? No, it would mean that Venus is, so wherever Gemini is, so Venus is in Gemini, so wherever Gemini is in your chart, that's where Venus will be transiting. But if you pay attention to where your natal Venus is and what aspects are there, then you'll be able to get a bit more clarity as to how it's going to personally affect you. Hello from Boston. Oh, hello Boston. Love the book, congratulations. Thank you, my lovely. We're finally reopening my city, and Tuesday quite a lot. Okay, yeah, we're reopening over here as well, but it's a bit of a joke over here. So I don't even know what's happening. Hello love, hope your beautiful soul is doing well. Oh, thank you, my lovely. I hope you're doing well, as well. How long have we been live? I literally just come live not too long ago, so I'm going to be going into these energies shortly. I'm a Taurus with an ascending sign in Gemini. It's been beautiful ride during these times. Yeah, so Gemini, so Venus will be transiting your ascendant, so there's a lot that's going to be changing in regards to, or a lot of questions that will be coming up with regards to identity, how you're expressing it, all of your whole approach, your whole energy to life is gonna begin to spark up. Geminis in general, I'm a Gemini, my birthday's next month on June the 6th, and I feel like Geminis are just having the party of their life right now. Like, this energy is just so lit, and then all of this energy is coming into Gemini. We've got Mercury just come into Gemini, we've got Venus in Gemini that's just gone retrograde, and we've got the North Node in Gemini as well. So the North Node is going to be in Gemini for the next 2 years, so we're going to be under some developmental energies of the mind, of information, of communication, of expression, of the media, of trade, of all of these different things are going to be coming up to the forefront with us over the next few years. So going to be exciting. Let's kind of go into what is going on now. So retrograde, what is retrograde all about? And if you've listened to me speaking about retrogrades before, retrograde is all about going back over, reviewing, taking retrospective action, being able to go back and evaluate. Really, all of the words that connect with re is what connects with retrograde. It's just going, is going back over something. So as a retrograde, it appears as if the planet is going backwards from the perspective of the sun. That's another different conversation for another day about heliocentric models and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to go there today, but it's all about from our perspective, it looks as if Venus is now going retrograde, it's now going backwards. And Venus retrograde usually lasts about 40 to 43 days. So it's quite an interesting time. If we think about Jesus and when he went on this journey into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. We can almost feel that energy in this type of energy right now, because what it's doing is it's calling us to go back inside, to come back inside. What does Mercury retrograde usually do? So Mercury is dealing with the mind. Mercury usually pulls us deep into ourselves to begin to evaluate what's actually going on within our mind. Venus retrograde is calling us deep within ourselves to evaluate what's going on deep within selves, within our values, within our energy. What is your energy like? Because Venus is representative of your life force, of your aura, your how you express yourself, that type of energy. So there's a lot of things that's going to be coming up in regards to there's a lot of people are going to feel like you're going into a bit of a hermit phase and there will be a lot more people that feel that you can actually come back out. So there are a lot of people are going to be going through this very split experience. Gemini is a split, it's two sides, so it's going to be, reality is going to be quite split, especially as there's a lot of energy going into Gemini at the moment. And we're going to be reassessing, who do we value, what do we value, why do we value these things, do I want to maintain a connection to these things? What is Gemini? Gemini is that connector. In fact, it's interesting because a lot of people attribute Venus to things like love and relationships. And I would really kind of look at Gemini or Mercury, because without Mercury, we don't have the ability to connect. And the 8th house of Gemini is Scorpio. So there's almost like this deep connection, or this deep intimate connection that is wanting to come up, but we may not be able to know how to be able to actualize this, or actually express, actually I want this connection, or this is the type of connection that I want. So what Venus retrograde is going to allow us to do is really assess these things. What do I actually want? What do I actually want to experience? Venus connects to our pleasures and our sense of happiness. So we're going to be reviewing what actually makes us happy. Why does this make me happy? Am I in something that is making me happy? So a lot of us are going to be evaluating relationships, whether it's friendships. Am I actually happy in this relationship? Do I actually want to stay? But the thing is about Venus retrograde energy is that a lot of the times, and especially with this particular one, because we've got Venus retrograde squaring Neptune. So there's this tension, there's this tension that we need to begin to or learn to break out of, or transform ourselves through. And Neptune deals with illusions and deceptions, and there's a lot of this going on. And if anyone has, if you're on my Facebook page, I've changed my name back to Naomi Namz Elliott, so it's a bit easier for you guys to actually find it. I had to be underground for a little bit. But I've been speaking a lot about this for a lot. Hold on, where did this just go? Yeah, I've been speaking about this a lot. And this is a time, especially where all of this resetting energy is taking place. You want to know, or especially with all of this Capricorn energy. So Capricorn is what solidifies and what crystallizes things. So as Saturn has also just gone retrograde back into Capricorn. So there's a lot of things with regards to the Saturnian areas in regards to our disciplines, our plans, our foundations, all of these different types of things. We're having to evaluate all of these different areas within our life. But we have to ensure that we're honest about this journey, because we can self-deceive ourselves a lot. So going back to the that's what I was going to say, I lost my train of thought. So with regards to the delusions with Neptune, I've been speaking out about a lot of astral attacks that's been happening recently, that I've been, with regards to whether it's clients, whether it's family members, whether it's friends. There's been a crazy amount of cases that are beginning to reveal itself, that are very similar to the experiences that I've been speaking about on my channel that happened to me 2 years ago, back in 2017. And I've been speaking about how before this whole thing happens, that experience was almost like a parallel of what I knew was about to play out in a bigger scale. And I truly do believe now is a time we're going to see some of these things beginning to play out, especially as mental health becomes a bigger issue. With the South Node being in Sagittarius and the North Node in Gemini, a lot of people are flittering through their beliefs there. And religion is also, or religious thoughts, ideologies, all of these different types of things are being questioned. And people may be coming more into a more rational flow, and a more they're very susceptible spiritually, very susceptible spiritually, which is what's dangerous. What I've been seeing now is that as people are drawing towards exploring their own internal truths, and they may be picking up certain things that they may be channeling, but may not be having complete discernment of what they're actually channeling. So now what we're having is, I'm having multiple people talking about how there's a woman guiding them in the astrals, telling them that that this person is God. I'm having other people now channeling out Spanish. They're not Spanish, but just channeling out all of this stuff. And one of the key things that is actually dangerous about this, and because this is all happening in Pluto retrograde, whilst people are feeling like they're exploring different truths and they're connecting to different things, what they're not realizing is that what is actually coming out is a reflection of what is happening in the subconscious realms. It's a reflection of all of their inner traumas and their unconsolidated pain. Like everything that hasn't been dealt with is now coming to the surface, just like Pluto does. It's like a volcano. Everything's coming up. But the problem is where people may not have effective processing abilities to be able to, again, discern, but also understand exactly what they're experiencing, is creating a lot of disillusionment. And it's this is actually really concerning. And it's really concerning because I know that there's not a lot of people in the community that know how to be able to deal with this. So these are mental health situations that are happening, but they are spiritually influenced, but they're also trauma influenced. And I've spoken about how the mental health system doesn't effectively cater for trauma. It caters for illness, but doesn't cater to the root of what created all of these conflicting feelings and thoughts, and all of these different, they're all rooted in trauma. So I'm really concerned, and especially going forward with this all of this Gemini energy, we could be led to intellectualize a lot more things, as opposed to actually see if it's actually real or facts, or it's not Virgo is facts, whereas Gemini, it's an exploration of all of these different realities and options and avenues. But if you don't have an effective filtering system for that, then it's easy to get lost, which is where Neptune is really gonna it's gonna be crazy. A lot of people are about to be confused. A lot of people just don't even know where to go, don't know what to do. And it's getting really, really crazy. Let me just see some of these messages. Are you talking? Oh my gosh. Yes, with astral attacks, everything you're saying is on point. At least it resonates with me very much. What are you talking about? More about more people will get detained, which is again another concern for me. Even more of a concern because of my personal experience within the mental health system, and knowing that they could actually do all of that without no pandemic. So what can they actually do in a pandemic? So I feel like there's a lot of capitalization that they will do. Well, this whole thing is almost like a trigger point for this. What did you think was going to happen? So yeah, it's quite concerned with that. So I really just encourage you to ground your energies. Really encourage you to not just take something just because you feel something doesn't mean to say it's right. Really applying discerning tactics, techniques. Just filter things through. When you feel something, don't just take the first thing that you feel. And this is why I keep talking about anxiety consciousness, because sometimes we can take certain things off of anxiety, and then think that's actually real, that's actually facts, and that's not actually the case. So we really want to be careful about that. So that's one of the things I wanted to note with that. But another thing on another side of Venus retrograde is that it is going to be it's going to be a powerful time for us to begin to explore some of our childhood desires. What is Mercury? Mercury in Gemini energy is very childlike. It's very representative of the child. Well, specifically the ages 14 to about 21. So that's going to be a very key time of age for you to pay attention in regards to paying attention to how you expressed yourself at that specific age. But even just looking even further, just as a child, how did you express yourself? What did you enjoy doing, Venus? What really how did you what are the things that made you happy to express your inner light as a child? Was it through music? Was you drawing? Was you acting? Was you was you creating your little doll home that you was like you had your own little children's hospital? Was it through writing? Was it through speaking? Really evaluating all of these things. And I've spoken about this before, about when people often say they don't often know what is it that they are passionate about, or even what type of talents or creative gifts do they have. When in being able to understand what those specific things, your passions, your gifts, your talents, these often express themselves from a child, right? So as a child, I loved arts and crafts. All I would do, I don't know if they had it in America, there was something called Art Attack, and every single day I'd come home, watch Art Attack. They'll do all their little arts and crafts and, you know, drawings and stuff, and it would inspire me. Literally, I was doing paper maches all the time. That was me. Every minute I'm taking toilet roll thingies, and I'm like, right, let me see what I can create. I was really creative with that, but I didn't actually and I actually sat down. I would sit down for time, even though I wasn't a drawer or an artist or whatever. I would sit down for time, and I would it would take, if it take me days, if it take me a week, if it took me months, I would sit down and copy a picture, whether it's of a Pegasus or whatever. I would somehow be able to copy that. So what was that teaching me through that? It was teaching me that I needed to not be so critical of some of my giftings and some of my talents, because it's not that I can't draw. It's just sometimes I need to take more time. That's my Mercury in Taurus. I need more time to, you know, really get something the way that I want to be able to get it. So these are the types of things that we really need to be paying attention to. And why? Because Venus is going retrograde. Venus is representative of also finance and the economy. Gemini is also representative of trade, just like Mercury. Mercury moves around. It's all to do with trading. So all of these things, the reason why I'm saying this is that all of these things that we were passionate about, that we could do, whether it's crochet, I saw someone say crochet, whether it's being able to create I don't know, little gifts box or something. I don't know, just create something. These are the types of things that we're going to recognize. Oh yeah, I do have that gift to sew. I do have this gift to do that. So this is what I can turn into a business that can then, when Venus goes direct, we can then be like, right, this is what I'm going to now pursue. This is what I'm now going to, this is what I'm now going to use as a form of expression and a form of being able to obtain some type of monetary income and security for yourself. Someone said, Jazzy sent me here, anything Gemini scares me. I'm a Gemini, so am I scary? I love you say that that cause I feel childhood memories are more online than ever. Of course, and obviously because we have a lot of Capricorn energy. Capricorn is the past. There's a lot of past stuff that's coming up at the moment that is really key for our own healing and development. I'm crocheting and doing beadwork, hardcore stuff right now, organizing my stuff. Yes, get it out, girl. You know, start selling your stuff. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, honestly, even through my 20s. Amy, I don't know how old you are at the moment, but I think it's also important. And I think especially as a astrologer, I'm grateful to have this type of insight. Understanding that age is actually really important when it comes to when it comes to understanding exactly what you want, or what you want to do in life, or who you're supposed to be. Society puts it out that, yeah, 18, you got to know, 21, you got to have this, you got to have that. Listen, I'm going to be 30 next month. I'm still learning. I'm only just discovering myself. And I'm sure I'm not the only person, right? And this is because, again, your Saturn return doesn't come until the ages 28 to 33. So this is where a lot of people will encounter their midlife crises, because life actually comes up and it's like, okay, now you've experienced life, now where do you go forward, right? Until you have your Saturn return, there's a lot of things that doesn't really sit in. It doesn't matter how mature you are. I've always been very mature for my age. I have a lot of I'm a Capricorn stellium. I'm very mature, and I have Saturn on my third house. I'm very, very mature for my age. However, I realized literally this year, I didn't know shit. I did not know shit. There's me talking about I'm a big woman. I do this. I had my own baby. I done this. Listen, I'm still a child. A lot of us are still children, just learning to be adults. Really, until your second Saturn return, which doesn't come until 52. That's really adulthood. That's really adulthood. And then when you get to your third Saturn return, which coincides with your Uranus return, that's when you really about it. So I feel like we really need to begin to see things from an astrological and an energetic perspective, because at the end of the day, society puts a lot of these pressures on us, and it's unrealistic. We're still experiencing, we're still learning. Life has to happen. I'm a perfect example of that. So whilst I was an artist and, you know, I was going around singing, in fact, from the age of I've been a professional professional singer since the age of 16. By the age of 19, I was already traveling the world. I was already getting contracts, moving out of the country, working in different countries and stuff like that, till I had people, you know, older, like, how was you able to do that? I was already doing that, but I had to go on an experience. I had to go and experience life, to then, even why I even stopped music. Haven't really stopped music. I just took a break because I had to allow life to take place. Even how I create my music. My music is created based off my own personal experiences, based off my own processes and understandings of life, right? So life has to happen before I can actually be like, right, this is where I'm supposed to be going. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So what this Venus retrograde is going to do is just beginning to take some time to actually evaluate, right, what do I desire to do? What do I desire? Where do I feel like I need to go? And this is going to create this childlike curiosity again with Gemini is it's an explorer. It's the one who explores and discovers, and then can collect all of these different pieces of information and can be like, okay, cool, so now that I have all of this here, I can make a more rational decision based on where I want to go. So this time is going to be, you're going to be exploring, you're going to be trying different things. Gemini risings, I want to see you exploring, right, I want to have a big hair day, I want to have, short, just exploring loads of different things in regards to how you want to look and how you want to express yourself. There's a lot of that going on right now, and it's beautiful having the types of conversations that I'm having, where women, especially women, they're just like, right, I've been doing this for a long time and this isn't really me, this isn't really cutting it, I feel like I need to bust out the bucket, this is me, this is the true self, and I need to throw all of that to the side, and this is what I'm going to be doing. And I feel like so many people are just taking that leap, and it's so inspiring to see. However, at the same time, this is what will actually amplify some of this mental energy or mental health energy. And I'm going to be going into, it's too much to do all of the planets retrogrades in this one video. I'll be doing more, but I did mention on my Facebook, going into the North Node in Gemini. Gemini, what is it? It's representative of schizophrenia, right? It can flip energies, and this is what I was talking about, that glitchy type energy that's going to be taking place, right? The reason why this glitch takes place is because there's a conflict between who you are and who you think you are. Right? And this is why this shadow work stuff is so important, right? Because when you really begin to separate who you think you are and who you actually are, it all of that conflict, all of that imposter syndrome, all of that gets thrown out of gets thrown out. So we have to begin to see things from a bit more of a harmonious standpoint. Pay attention to your inner talk. So as I said, Venus retrograde is going to be causing us to be coming inside of ourselves, paying attention. Venus is also representative of the sacred temple. So this is where you're really going to be caring for your temple, both inside and out. If you're Gemini rising, it will be, I need to have the wheel in front of me. But if it's going to be transiting your fourth house, particularly, this will this will definitely apply to you. So this is a time where you're going to be coming back into yourself, into your second house, sorry, not your fourth house. Taurus rising, this will definitely be happening too. So you're going to be, and it's even more amplified because Venus is also the ruler of Taurus, so you're going to be having a double whammy. The name of the book is Face It, Shadow Workbook. You can find it on Amazon directly. Just type in Face It Naomi Elliott. So yeah, what was I now saying? So yeah, it's really important to really pay attention to what's going on. What was I just saying? Yeah, so temples, second house. Taurus can sometimes be concerned with the aesthetics of, right, so my house, it looks pretty, the outside of it, but what about what's going on in the inside, right? What's going on in the inside? What about my spirit? What about my soul? What about all of these things? Like really caring for yourself, really taking time to nurture yourself, because you're going to be working real hard, really, really hard, but you need to make sure that you take time to not overexert yourself, and still able to give yourself love at the same time. Yeah, so as this world is shifting, oh my gosh, this, I keep saying this is, we have an opportunity right now that it's not gonna come back again like this. This opportunity to reset is happening on so many different levels, and I've said about the people and jobs and careers. This is a time where we're going to be going through a lot of transitions in regards to careers and jobs, but this is a transit that will help you to really discover your direction before it goes direct, and you can start making your decisions and stuff. Really, really utilize this time, because this time is valuable. Venus, valuable, right? This is valuable time, and we've only got really until Saturn goes back to into Aquarius, because lockdown, even though the lockdown restrictions are now coming off now, because Saturn has just gone back retrograde into Capricorn, it will be coming out of Capricorn back into Aquarius. So there will be lockdown restrictions that will be coming back, maybe a bit more harsher than last time. So this is something that we have to be thinking about long term. It's a long haul thing. It's not something that's just coming up now and next year it will go back to normal. No, this is the new reality, the new normal, in whatever capacity you want to see that in. But what's really important is now Venus is the energy of attraction, and the thing is with Venus is with Venus it's the thing that it can only attract what it possesses. What it has, it will attract. So you have to be very careful, and this is why even your self-talk, you have to be very mindful of your self-talk right now, because manifestation energy is very powerful. You can manifest negatively or positively at the same time, and especially coming off of this full moon in Scorpio energy as well. Yeah, we're still in that very magnetic energy at the moment, so we really want to be paying attention to what's going on. The key is we just have to be ready to adapt. Gemini is adaptability, it's flexibility, it's that mutability. It's no longer stagnant, it's ready to. This is the thing about Gemini, and this is probably why the North, it makes perfect sense as to why the North Node would be in Gemini for the next few years, because Gemini is that mutability. It doesn't they would say Gemini has it struggles to be able to commit, but it's understanding why that energy actually takes place. Gemini wants to explore. It's almost like a gypsy, right? A Gemini is literally a gypsy, right? It can go anywhere, it can live anywhere, it can adapt to any situation at any time. So this is what this energy is calling us to be able to develop ourselves to be able to do, even with Saturn calling this self-sufficiency, and as we move forward into all of this Aquarian energy, this is where we're going to begin to connect together. This is where things like co-ops and things, more co-ops, community co-ops will begin to form, and will begin to function within a communal society. Gemini is also it's the local areas. So it's neighborhoods, it's your communities. And even again, another thing as to why it makes sense as to why the North Node and South Node would be in Gemini and Sagittarius. We've got the South Node in Sagittarius, which represents travel and foreign travel. That is currently in the South Node, so there's a lot of restrictions over foreign travel, but this is where we'll be focusing more on local travel, getting around in your local neighborhoods, and being able to reevaluate the connections and the relationships you have within your community. Some of us are so disconnected, and this is probably what this Venus retrograde is going to begin to bring up for us. We're going to realize, actually, I've been so disconnected in this area, this is where I need to make some connections, and this is what's going to help me going forward. So let me see. I have some Venus and Geminis here. Yes, and you know what? It's even understanding that Venus and Gemini energy as well, because that gypsy energy is also very creative energy. That adaptability is creative. So even when I was talking about this need for creativity, we're going to need to express ourselves through a creative way. It may not make sense to anyone else, but it makes sense to us, right? So this is what's going to be happening for us. They will not do the 9 to 5 for nothing. I'm self-employed, I do speak. How does the South Node in Sag affect Sag rising? So yeah, this is where you're going to be a lot of, in fact, a lot of things, a lot of the way, a lot of how you've been, so a lot of how you'll find a lot more past characteristics coming up about yourself in this time, in this this season, and you'll almost be like, right, like I may not have embraced this aspect of myself, but actually now I'm just like, yeah, this is me. Let me just express it a bit more. So you're gonna be exploring more about your natural expression, how you naturally express yourself in that. So yeah, let me go a bit forward. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to go into. So Venus retrograde square Neptune in Pisces is going to be hell of sensationalism in the media, hell of propaganda. Remember, Gemini is that trickster energy. It's that trickster energy, so it's trying to trick and it's trying to deceive. Gemini and Neptune, and we've really not been paying attention to this Neptune and Piscean energy. This is going to be around for a while, and this is the tone. So there's a tone of deception that is just lingering to deliberately keep the wall over your eyes. So this is why you have to begin to think more for yourself, Mercury and Gemini. And even the North Node, because the North Node is helping us to, the North Node develops, it helps to develop these abilities in yourself. So we're going to be developing more rational thought processes, and really addressing cognitive dissonance in a real way. It's gonna be really, really interesting, and because we're having to address all of the cognitive dissonance from this bloody North Node in Cancer energy and all of the bullshit that brought up. So it's going to be really interesting. Another thing is money. Please pay attention to money. There's a lot of scams that will be going on, and it's quite interesting even seeing some of these businesses now withholding, they've been tricking some of their employees into not actually paying them the full amount of what they've actually been receiving. So there's an element of deception and money happening there, and mishandling of money. So there's going to be a lot of this type of thing that's going to be coming up, and there's a lot more people are going to be wanting to speak up about it, because again, we're just pissed off. So there's a lot of those things that are going to be coming up for you. So Venus retrograde cycles are a good time for creating budgeting plans. So it's reeling back again with it when it comes to money. Venus's pleasures, so luxuries, all of those types of things, all of the lavish things that we would like to be able to buy and indulging. This is Venus energy. So what Venus is doing is calling us to cut back on these things. You don't need to be on Amazon right now. I don't know who needs to hear that. Shut your Amazon cart. Turn off ClearPay. Stop coming up all this credit, buying clothes, all of this different type of stuff. Just cut back. Right now is really paying attention to what is necessary, what is essential. And even especially coming off of this Taurus energy, the sun is still in Taurus at the moment. It's about to ingress into Gemini. Taurus is again evaluating our values, which is what's been happening over these last few months in this pandemic. We've had to evaluate our values of, okay, right, so I need to buy food. So food is a necessity right now. So right now I can't pay this and I can't pay that and I can't do this. So we're evaluating our priorities. That's another thing that's coming up. Evaluating what is your priority, and being able to create a practical process for yourself that when Venus goes direct in next month, then you're able to come out of this a bit better, because you've been doing all of that reviewing. Another thing is emotional unavailability. And this is Gemini. Because again, I've been talking of like this Gemini, again, it has this tendency to intellectualize things, especially moon in Gemini. If you're moon in Gemini, you know, you may, instead of feeling your emotion, you'll go and read up a book, you'll go and do something to consume your mind, you're going to learn something, you just all scattered everywhere, right? You can't focus your energy. But this is a time where we really need to sit in some of these things. And again, this is where this book comes up, shameless plug, because a lot of the things, the reason why we become emotionally unavailable is, again, because we haven't developed the mental processes to face those things, or to be able to we don't know how to deal with it. Like, if we sit in an emotion, all we feel is, okay, all of this emotion is going to come. Okay, so what next? What do I do? So until you actually have some kind of process where you can be like, okay, so this is the next step, then we can know how to begin to move forward. What else did I need to say? I think I'm going to leave it there for now. Is there any questions? I'll do some readings before I get off. Just to give you guys a bit more clarity before I do come off. So let me know if you guys have any questions, if you'd like me to answer, and let me know if you'd like a reading. I'll do a few readings before I come off. And then I've still got those other retrogrades to be able to address. Oh, Amy, yes, you can have a reading, my lovely. Book name, one thing I will get off Amazon. Yeah, you can get this off Amazon. So the book is called Face It Shadow Workbook. It's 200, it comes up like this, so 250 questions to heal the dark side of the mind. You just type in Naomi Elliott. Naomi Elliott's Face It, and this is what the book comes up. Yeah, guys, I give you permission to go and get my book. But nothing else, right? Yes, you can have a reading, Brianna. Gemini to Gemini. Yeah, who's Gemini in here? I saw someone say June the 7th. That's literally the day after my birthday. Hey. I hope can you explain what the ascending rising sign controls? I'm a Taurus. Okay, so the rising sign, and I've also got a video on my channel about the houses, but the ascendant sign is all to do with your identity, your appearance. So there may be some things coming up with regards to how you want to appear, or changing your appearance in this time. What else? There may be an energy shift. I feel an energy shift as well, because your rising sign is also connected to your aura. It's also connected to your mindset, as the rising sign. The first house is also ruled by Mercury in traditional rulership. So it's also to do with your mindsets, how you're thinking, how you're expressing yourself, some of the things that you're saying to people and how people are perceiving you. So yeah, these are all the things that are going to be coming up. Leo sun, but I never act like that. Definitely not a leader, passive. Okay, so figuring out where your Leo is, where your sun is. So if you're Leo in its sun in the 12th house, or if you've got any aspects like Saturn that may be squaring your sun, or anything like that, that can definitely restrict some of the typical qualities of Leo to be expressed more visibly in your personality. So yeah, pay attention to the houses and the aspects. Right, so let me start. Oh, we've got June 8th, June 7th. Oh, you guys are literally either side of me. I love it. Make sure you hit me up around that time. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram, actually, so it's a bit more easier for me to be able to connect with you guys. So my Instagram is Soul of Namz, so SOULOFNAMZ. Or you can follow My True Self Project, but I use Soul of Namz more at the moment. My True Self Project is obviously for this channel and everything going forward. But yeah, I'm loving the fact that there's so many Geminis. Oh, we've got May 26th. Oh, literally, you just made it. You just made it in by one day. Spirit journal. Okay, cool. So who was first with the readings? I think it was Amy. Amy came in first. Right, okay, cool. Amy, what's going on with you? What should you focus on? Whew. The first thing I'm hearing, literally, as you're as I'm tuning into your energy, that is speak more truth. Speak more truth. It's literally coming like that. Speak more truth. Speak more truth. So let me see what cards are coming up. Right. Okay. So the first two cards, or the first card that came up for you, is the Staff card, which is the Stability card. And this is the rod and the staff that Moses speaks about. And this is your rod of authority. And again, it connects to what I was just speaking about in regards to speak your truth. Speak your truth. There's a sense of authority that is being cultivated in you to be able to speak your truth. I think you said something about Libra coming up, which probably makes more sense in you just walking that line and maybe not expressing that truth. So right now, this is causing you to step out of that box and just really be authentic with yourself and really grab hold of your authority. Pluto retrograde is probably forcing this up as well, because Pluto also represents power struggles. So us being able to not feel like we have to battle with powers of authority. So this is something that's coming up for you. And this is the second card that came up is the Familiar card. So this is to do with people that are familiar to you. So maybe it's your family, maybe people that are very close to you. Definitely feeling family, like people that are very, very familiar to you, that you're having to learn. This is almost like your your test to finally stand on your ground and stand on your square, and also allow people to recognize that, yeah, you do have a square for yourself, and you know, you do have a mind of your own, and you are you're not afraid to go on your own path. I feel like this is a lot more journey for you of recognizing your strength and your own power, rather than it is for people. I feel like people, and this is another thing for everyone with Venus retrograde, is seeing everyone as a mirror. Everyone's going to be mirroring something to us, so pay attention to what is being reflected. This is all for us. It's not, forget anyone else. Like, forget what anyone else wants to say, how they want to get triggered, all of that type of stuff. Like, pay attention to what is this bringing up for me. So I hope that makes sense for you. Right, who was next? I think it was Brianna. Let's go to you. Rahu in Libra makes you eat. Oh gosh. North Node in Libra. Okay, so you're having to really not walk that line and really avoid that path of superficiality. This is why you're having to take that that rod right now and be like, right, I'm taking control of my life. Like, I have to be honest, I have to be real. You know, I can't just be and this is encouragement to all of us, because we can avoid conflict, and that's what Libra does. It avoids conflict, but then that's not its truth. Like, I may not agree with that, and I may not say something, but you know, because I just want to make sure everything's harmonious and balanced, you know, love and light. It's time for all of that to go. Sorry, I'm on some next thing today. Right, so who was next? I think it was Brianna. Let me go to you. Okay, cards stuck together. Whoop. Wow, okay. Oh, okay. So this is a very, very clear message. So the first card that's come up is the Broomstick Clearance card. And the Water card, Cleansing card. So that's very, very clear. There's some cleansing that's going to be going on, some clearing. There's some people that are going to be shifted. There's some decisions that you're going to have to make. There's some emotions that need to be processed. I'm literally feeling my heart chakra bubbling up at the moment. So there's some heart issues coming up there that needs to be processed. I'm feeling a sense of almost like it's like a heartbreak, but not a heartbreak. It's like I'm almost feeling the feeling of you feel like you shouldn't feel heartbroken, but you're broken. You're broken. Your heart is broken. You're hurt. And these are things that needs to be addressed. These are things that needs to be released. These are things that need to be spoken about. I'm hearing you need to speak. You need to find someone to speak, and you need to stop telling yourself that you have no one to speak to. There are people around you, but what you do is you lock yourself in a box and you don't allow yourself to express, because you haven't learned how to be vulnerable in your own pain yet. So this is something that is being strengthened in you right now, and it's just a time to cleanse and really process some things. Oh, the accuracies. Okay, I'm glad that was accurate for you. Guys, you can also leave a donation on my PayPal, soulreconnectioninfo@gmail.com. If someone can write that down below, you can definitely leave donations. Brianna, I'm starting to tear up, and yes, you are so on key. A heartbreak and not a yes. Feel hurt, but I know I can overcome. Yes, sis, it's time to really heal it. And don't feel that when I was feeling my heart, that sense of guilt of feeling that heartbreak. Like, why do you feel guilty that you're hurt? This is a natural emotion that's coming up. And it's a natural thing that you just have to process. So I do look myself. Taurus is stubborn, and I was picking up Taurus because I was feeling that wall, but I'm working through it. Okay, that's good. At least you acknowledge it. Acknowledgement is the first step to anything. So, you know, now is just a time to just go through that process. Set yourself a bath tonight. You know, put in whatever herbs you feel resonate with you at that time. I'm picking up clary sage at the moment. This again, clary sage actually helps with emotional clearing as well, and it helps with sacral chakra. So definitely pick up some clary sage. Yeah, clary sage. I'm picking that up very strong for you. Say the PayPal again. soulreconnection@gmail.com. So soulreconnection@gmail.com. And you're welcome, Brianna. I'm hoping that helps you and provides some sort of insight for you. Who's next? Who is next? Spirit journal. Oh, hi, Leanne. My London sister. Okay, let me do you now. Okay. The self-awareness is there, step by step. One, we are. I'll do a bath. And you're welcome, my lovely. Oh, we've got some people putting in some advice for you as well. That's beautiful. Right, let me go into you. I love how your top you're wearing is totally Venus and Earth vibes. You know what? I'm Venus and Taurus, and I actually made a decision to get more Venus and Taurus colors, more Earth colors, and I'm coming into my little earthy stage at the moment. So I'm loving it. Right, Leanne, let me go to you. Stop being a clown. Right, what's going on? Why have I got a card flipped? Okay, cool. Leanne. Yes, Shanice, I'll get to you shortly. I'm just going through the list. Right, okay. So you also got the cleansing card, Leanne. So there's a lot of emotional cleansing that's going to be coming up for you. And I also hear a lot of emotional realizations, a lot of realizations about the state of your emotions or certain things that you may have harbored. I'm also feeling some conversations are going to be coming up for you, some people from the past, that is going to be relevant to have these types of conversations. It's going to feel weird at first, but this is again another experience that you need to go through. Don't judge what is happening, just allow yourself to go through the experience, as this is all linking into the cleansing that's taking place. The next card that came up for you is the air card, which is imagination. So this is again an element of that Venus in Gemini vibe, which is stimulating your creativity. What are you creating at the moment? What do you imagine for your life? Like, what do you imagine for your life? What are you envisioning for your life? This envisioning, remember what I was saying about Venus. Venus is all about attraction. So what we focus on, these are the things that we're going to begin to attract in our lives. So this attraction starts with you creating, is what I'm hearing. There's something that you need to create. There's something that you need to birth in this time. And I'm seeing you coming more visible. I'm seeing you becoming more visible. Stop hiding in the back. You're hiding. You don't want to be seen. You don't want to be too out there. But Spirit is trying to call you to actually step out of your comfort zone and begin to express more. You're speaking more. I just started a YouTube and I just redesigned. Yes, girl. It's time to express. Right, speak that truth. I love it. Yeah, there's a lot more people that are going to be coming on YouTube in this time, because yes, it's the time to speak, and we all got something to say, and we all want to be heard, and that's that energy of this This Gemini, we want to be heard. But in this process of wanting to be heard, it's also taking the time to listen just as equally as well, because we always want to be heard, but we don't want to listen, right? Oh no, yep, I got called out. I love no worries, girl. This is how we all grow. Hi, beautiful people just coming in the room. Didn't know you read cards. Yes, I'm actually a reader. That's how I started everything. So I'm a psychic astrologer. So I actually use a lot of my intuition behind my calculations, as well as being able to read charts as well. But I'm very much an intuitive. That's one of my first giftings. Right, who is next? Louise Robinson, let me go to you. It's coming up. Louise. Be brave is what I'm hearing. Be brave. There's courage. There's an energy of courage that's rising for you. Courage. And I'm seeing this more so in a personal circumstance. There's courage that is being developed to confront someone. I'm feeling a confrontational energy. Yeah, let me see what's going on here. Oh. Can someone put the PayPal link down there as well? Because I didn't see anyone put it down. soulreconnectioninfo@gmail.com. I wonder, can I do it? Oh no. Let's see. Okay. So the first card that's come up for you is the Moon card, and currently the Moon is in Aries, I believe, in the first quarter. So which is interesting, confirms exactly what I was picking up intuitively for you first, which was a courage. What is Aries? Aries is that courage, you know, and the first quarter moon is all about an initiation or something that you need to do. So now this is a time when, yes, there's some courage that is being stimulated, but there's also, you have to face your emotional like this courage that is being developed right now it's taking you out of your cycle of victimhood. That's what I meant to say. This victimhood of continually allowing people to take advantage of you, and to just finally taking the ability to nurture yourself and not expecting other people to stand up for you in replacement of you not standing up for yourself, is what I'm hearing from this card. And the second card that came up is the Spring card, which I can never remember the actual meaning of this card, so I'm going to look it up so that I can read this a bit more effectively for you. Which one's East again? Southeast. Hi, that's it. Creativity. Well, no, that actually confirms Spring. So yeah, so the card that's come up is the Spring card again, which confirms even that Aryan energy. Aries is the beginning of spring. It's that energy that starts things, and it starts a new cycle. So what you're doing is starting a new cycle for yourself, a new pattern. You're starting a new motive of how you want people to be able to react to you, because that's also what the moon is, how you want the public to be able to react to you. So yeah, you're setting these new patterns, you're becoming more courageous in yourself, and you're now having to speak up and step out and do some stuff and recognize that, yeah, I'm not someone that you can just put in a box and just hide away and whatever. Actually, I'm here. I can show up too, right? So, yes, always was scared to speak up when it came to my relationship. Yes, so it's time for you to speak up. It's time for you to speak up. Right, so who was next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? You should put that on your banner. What should I put on my banner? Shanice. Okay, so let me go into Shanice now. Love earth colors. Yeah, I never used to like them before. See, I've always been... See, it's because I'm a Gemini, right? And I have North Node in Aquarius on my 3rd house. So before I came onto YouTube, you guys didn't know, I was actually a Skittles head. Like literally tasting every rainbow with my hair, right? I've been like loads of different colors. Like even though I'm wearing this green, I'm actually wearing orange, bright orange at the same time. So there's always some kind of dramatic stuff. I'm a South Node Leo as well, and on my Leo in my 10th house. So yeah, I can be a bit extra with that. I can't be dull. There's always something that has to be out there that has to pop. Just can't be simple. Oh gosh, right. So who was next? I think it was Shanice. It was, yeah. Let me go into you. Okay. Now this is quite interesting, Shanice, because obviously we've spoken. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to go too deep into this, but this is quite interesting. So the first card that's come up is the Fire card. So there's a lot of passions that's coming up. There's a lot of passions. Or inspirations. Again, that fire energy, I'm getting the same energy with what I just got with the last person I just did a reading for. This energy to start, and this energy to just, this courage that you're taking place. But the second card that came up is the Homeland card, which is the Foundation card, which links to the last session that we've had. You know, when we're talking about foundations and lineages and just breaking out of those structures and finally going forth for what you actually desire, taking actions for that, and finally just being able to actualize and birth this out in real life. Now I feel like this is a time where you're going to be evaluating a lot of your roots. Look at your 4th house as well. What's transit in your 4th house? That's picking up. I can't remember your chart off by heart, but look at what's transit in your 4th house, because there's a lot of things that's going to be coming up with regards to how family has become the way it is, how this pattern started, all of these influences, why these influences had to be there, what they were actually teaching you. Yeah, there's a lot of things that's going to be coming up for you, but now's the time for you to begin to act and step out of the box. We'll talk a bit more clearly, we'll talk a bit more on this a bit later, but yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about with regards to this. I'm an earth air dominant. You gotta have a blend. Yes, you gotta have a blend. Literally, even when I wear all black, I gotta have something bright like turquoise lipstick or something. If you guys ever saw my first interview I did on BBC, I actually had bright turquoise lipstick in a whole documentary, and then went on live, and I had purple and pink hair at the same time. My God. I cannot do corporate at all. Right. Who's next? Hey, I'm a Gemini Sun and Sag Moon. What's up with Venus retrograde for me? So I need to know where Venus is in your chart. So if you see where sorry, we're oh no, Gemini Sun. So what house is your what house is Gemini in? But yeah, there's a lot of transformations that's going to be happening. The 8th house of Gemini is also Scorpio, so it is that transformation. Also pay attention to credit right now. Scorpio also deals with credit and other people's money, and really making sure that you're not that you're being smart when it comes to your financial decisions at the moment. So yeah. Wait, hold on. Is that right? So, Trina, I don't know what I didn't see the comment before. Anna, let me do you now. Oh, Louise, you're Aries rising. Okay, so that makes even more sense. So this Venus will be transiting your 3rd house. So yeah, it's time for you to speak up more in your relationships. That makes perfect sense. You're welcome, my love. Who was the reading for again? Anna, right. Anna, I just felt the feeling to take a deep breath in that moment, which is something I feel like you need to do. Taking a deep breath, slowing things right down. I feel that things have become very overactive mentally for you. It's almost so many things going on. It's hard for you to kind of take a moment to be like, okay, so what does this mean? How do I, like, it's just a lot of confusion that is hiking up your anxiety at the moment. So I'm feeling very led to tell you, take a deep breath, really pay attention to your self-care, which is what Venus is all about. Self-care. What can you do? And I really write a list right now. And in fact, for everyone, you can actually do this. Write a list of 10 things that you can do to care for yourself without any money. What can you do? Whether it's making up a banana face mask or something, or whether it's whether your sense of self-care is actually taking some time to just explore your inner child and just do some painting and some creativity and some art therapy, some music therapy, some meditation, spiritual bath. Write 10 things that you can do without any money, because a lot of the time we use money as an excuse for why we can't care for ourselves. Either it's the lack of money, or whether we need to make more money, like like those of you like myself in this pandemic. I have not had a day off. I've been working this whole pandemic every single day, right? Probably I've tried to take a day off, maybe 2 days off here or there, but this whole pandemic I've been working, right? And sometimes you can get yourself in this habit of just working all the time, and a lot of the time it's a distraction from us being able to just care for self. Venus loves to, it does love to care, but it gives a lot of its care elsewhere. It gives a lot of its care to people and not enough to self. So this is what we're being called to really think at right now. So yeah, write a list of 10 things that you can do right now. And yeah, let me go into your cards. Okay, so there's the first card that's come up for you is the Union card. And what I'm getting from this card is pay attention to what you're attaching yourself to. Ooh, bit my tongue. pay attention to what you're attaching yourself to right in this time. Venus also it connects to, especially Taurus, our attachments to our possessions, whether it's the possession of our home, whether it's the possession of a partner, whether it's the possession of our children, whether it's the possession of an object, whatever that possession is. We have to be mindful of what it is that we're actually attaching ourselves to, and why that attachment is there. And the reason why this is coming up is because the Summer card came up, and what I'm seeing is that there's some things that are going to materialize for you, that, and if you pay attention to what I said earlier in this live about Venus and its attraction qualities, Venus attracts what it contains, right? Whatever is inside Venus, it will then attract. So if you're attaching yourself to things that are not beneficial for you, whether they're people, whether they're habits, whether they're things, these are the things that you're going to have to address in this time, because you can end up blocking yourself from blocking yourself from where you want to go to. This summer represents abundance. It's the place that we all want to be able to get to, you know, that happiness, that manifestation, all of these different types of things is representative of that summer. So if you want to be able to manifest that, you need to take a moment now in this Venus retrograde to really explore, what are you attaching yourself to, and what do you actually really want for your life. Right, so who was next? I'm ready to go to another planet now. Amy, he cracked me up. Getting closer and closer. Shanice, North Node and Venus transit in. Okay, right. So all of that Gemini energy transit in your fourth. So that makes perfect sense then, Shanice. Leticia, let me do you now. Trina, you asked for someone to post the PayPal link, so I was checking if it's the right one. Oh yeah, so soulreconnectioninfo@gmail.com. I couldn't see the comment before, but yeah. Leticia, let me go to you now. Someone said, I just finished a natural facial steam. Yes, I need to go get me one myself. I used to have myself a little facial steamer. I think I need to go reinvest, because, you know, seeing as how we can't be doing facials and that right now, we're gonna have to, you know, get a bit more self-sufficient in that. So yeah, I need to go find myself a facial steamer and some products, because we're really lacking out here right now. This is a real quarantine house at the moment. I need cream, I need everything, Lord. Right, let's take oh, so Leticia, you are also going to be doing some clearing in this time. So this is a clearance of mindsets. There's some mindsets, there's some actions, there's some approaches that you have that you're gonna have to reevaluate, and you're gonna be going through a whole clearing of how your whole approach to life. That's what I'm hearing for you at the moment. Your whole approach, your whole mindset. And the second card that came up is the healer card. So you are, the reason why this clearing is happening is because you're learning how to heal yourself, and this clearing is going to be aiding to this healing process, and you're going to realize the areas where you've been blocking, you've been sabotaging, you've been avoiding, and through this period it's just going to begin to you're just going to be like, right, so that's what it is, that's what it is, that's what it is, that's what it is. And you're going to begin to heal these qualities in yourself. You're going to recognize certain abilities in yourself. You're going to be, I'm hearing natural magic coming to you, so you're going to recognize a lot of the natural magical abilities that you have. A lot of these are talents that you had from from childhood. So you're going to see these coming up now, and you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I've always had these abilities, and these abilities can help not only me to heal, but they can help others to heal. So this is the energy that I'm picking up for you at the moment. I hope that resonates. Wilson, Taurus Sun, Aquarius Moon, Pisces Rising, Venus in the first house, and Aries. Maybe I have a reason this retrograde is breaking my heart. Yes. Okay, cool. Let me look into it. Do you have any courses? I would like to understand astrology and the natal houses more. I have a course that will be coming out. I have a course that I will be, I've designed the whole course already. I just need to actually film it. But what I have done at the moment, I'm waiting to actually put it up on the website. I'm going through a website redesign at the moment. Should be up within the next week or so. But I do astro coaching, so I help people to understand themselves through their charts, and basically merging life coaching with astrology, so you understand a bit more about your blueprint, but also going through the personal development to work through those areas at the same time. So I do have 6-month and 12-month packages on that, and I do have limited spaces of how many people I will be taking. So give me about a week and that should be up. But if you send me an email to trueselfprojectinfo@gmail.com, that's trueselfprojectinfo@gmail.com, then I can send you a bit more information on that. So yeah, I need all of that. Yeah, send me an email, my love, and yeah, we can get you started. Right, awesome. Right. Okay. So you said heartbreak. I can kind of understand why. The first card that came up is the Winter card. So this is yeah, so a lot of endings are coming up for you, which is probably bringing up this energy of heartbreak. But what it's all about your perception to what's happening right now. What is winter? Or what is the benefits of winter? So when we have a really good winter, as in like it's bad for us because we don't like winter, but when we have like a really cold, harsh winter, is that can fertilize the ground. It helps the ground to become more fertile, and it allows for the crops that are being planted for the next year to become to have a better harvest rate or yield. So what is taking place right now, I'm almost getting tower vibes, tower card vibes. Everything's crashing down, but what happens in it, nothing just crashes for no reason. In a crashing, there's always a rebuilding, there's always a rebirth, there's a so this is almost like a death and rebirth coming up, just like the phoenix rising, as the phoenix rises out of the ashes after everything is burnt down and broken down and doesn't make no sense. I don't know if this will ever be able to make sense again. I don't know how I'll be able to heal from this again. I don't know how I'll be able to love again. I don't know, all of this type of stuff. These are the things that we begin to heal from, and I feel that you're coming out of this. This time it is a dark time. I'm feeling Dark Night of the Soul vibes. So you're having to face yourself. You're going through your little tunnel of truth right now. And then the next card that came up is the Homecoming card. And so this is, you're having to find your own home inside your own temple. You have time to find your own comforts. And it's hard in a time like this because everything seems very dark. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. Everything is just chaotic. So it's a thing where now is a time for you to just slow things down. Everything is, yeah, it's chaotic, it's messy, it's all over the place. But just take this time to just slow things down. Just observe. What I'm hearing is observe. Don't try to make sense of everything. You're in the feeling mode at the moment. Just pay attention to everything, feel it through, allow yourself to acknowledge and embrace what you're experiencing right now. Yes, it is a hard experience, but as I use this saying all the time, the only way out is through, right? So you have to go through this. It's not something that can be avoided. It's not something that can be you can't avoid it. It's something that you're going to have to face. So just allow this time to just play out right now. Brianna Lewis, I scheduled a reading for today, but we didn't have it. Okay. Oh, right. Hold on. It was a free... Hold on. My wit, I still need to change websites at the moment. I think you booked a clarity call. We can still reschedule that call. But I'll do you a quick little reading now. Hold on. Okay, thank you, sis. That makes a lot of sense. I'm glad that makes sense. Hold on, was there another? Oh, Shape, sorry, I'll get to you in a second. I've still got Cosmic Ray I need to do first. And then I'll get on to Brianna, and then I think that should be it for today. Okay. Okay, Corinne. Is it Corinne? Cosmic. I don't know why I said Corinne. It looked like Corinne Ray. That's why I said. That's why I said that. Right. So candles and magic. So this is a time where you're going to be focusing on your intentions right now. You can be doing some rituals right now and focusing on what is it that you actually want to manifest. What is it that you want to create? What is your intentions going forward? Like what? So even I'm feeling again connected with this whole Venus energy, money, job, home, all of these different types of things coming up. Really focusing on your intention. What do you want to manifest? But the reason why I know this is definitely some manifestation work. This is the Book of Shadows card that came up, and the Secret card. So this is going to be this is what I feel for you is almost like mentalism magic, because I don't use tools. I don't use any tools in my rituals unless I feel led to create something, whether it's creating shamanic fire, or something, I don't know. But what I'm seeing is there's a lot of visualizations from your mind, like the secret realm. There's more of a subconscious projection that you're getting into, and you're using your own power to manifest that through your own intentions. So yeah, I do see you're going to be doing some manifesting over this time, and it's going to be exploring your own divine truth, or allowing you to be exposed to your own divine truth, so that you feel more comfortable to be able to stand in that ground. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And Bianca, let me go on to you now. Yeah, so definitely reschedule the clarity call, and we can get onto that. But okay, so first of all, energy all over the place. Cards just flew all out of my hands. 1 second. Let's try that one again. Right, so focus, definitely focus a bit more, because yeah, the way that those cards dropped out my hands, it's almost like an energy of everything crashing. You don't understand what's happening. There's a lot of confusion. You don't even know what to make of it. But yeah, I'm feeling the energy of just having to slow things down and just stay still for a moment. Yeah, stay still. Going inside and staying still. And just as I've said that, I felt a sense of peace. So there's peace that you'll find inside, or the peace that you're trying to find is only inside, and you're being forced to look inside, or pay, or connect with inside. I'm almost feeling the energy of your soul trying to make connections with you. But you may get distracted. So even times when you may set a time to meditate and maybe make that connection, you'll get distracted and that connection is never made. So I'm hearing and I'm hearing it's time to make a commitment to honor yourself and honor your soul, as that's where that piece is that you're trying to find and you're trying to get to. So let me look at what card's coming up. Okay. Ooh. Right. Okay, so the first card that's come up is the boundaries card. And just as I just picked up this card, I just felt a swarm of energy just surrounds me at that moment, which made me feel like I need to put boundaries up. I'm feeling the energy of you're too open, which is why so many people feel like they can come to you, or you're attracting a lot of this energy. There is no guards up, there's no boundaries, there's no walls. And I'm feeling mind. You need to pay attention to what are you focusing on, because these are the things are what are going to end up attracting these people or these things into your life. Boundaries are essential right now, very essential, and things are going to begin to intensify. This is the next card, the intensification. So things are going to begin to intensify. But what I'm feeling is that you can choose how or which way that goes. This can either go in a very positive way or it can go in a very negative way. The choice is down to where your energy is, what you decide and how you apply your energy to that. So this is going to be a very important time for you. Be careful of what you say, who you say it to. That's another thing connected to the boundaries. Yeah, I'm seeing the tongue as a dagger. So yeah, be very careful what you say, who you say it to, how you say it. And yeah, just slow everything right down right now. Not everything has to be sped up. And yeah, I hope that resonates with you. So yeah, that's I'm hoping that guidance was beneficial for you guys. Before you guys go, remember you can catch this book, Face It, the Shadow Workbook, 250 questions to heal the shadow or the dark side of the human psyche. You can find it on Amazon again. Just type in Face It, Naomi Elliott, and all of the stores, and it should be able to come up. When you do get it, make sure you tag me and make sure you hashtag Facing It, because I really want to see who's actually on this journey with me. I really want to know that I'm not alone and that there's other people really going on this facing journey, you know, facing all of the shit that we like to avoid, right? So yeah, at me, tag me. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram, Soul of Namz, and you can follow my True Self Project on Instagram as well. And yeah, so I will be going live and we'll be digging down with the rest of the energies But yeah, probably over the next few days or so, I just need to get myself a bit more organized over the next few days. This launch has been a bit crazy. But yeah, I want to thank everyone who's supported this launch so far. Again, this has been the most successful launch I've done thus far, and even more impressive because it's in a pandemic. So I'm really, really excited, and I'm really just honored and appreciative of everyone who supports this channel and everyone who supports all of my work and everything that I create. Again, if you have any questions, you can message me on trueselfprojectinfo@gmail.com, and you can also check out my website. The website will be switching only to www.trueselfprojectinfo@gmail.com, not at gmail.com, trueselfproject.co.uk. Sorry, I'm tired, guys. It's late over this side. The website will be changing only to that soon, but at the moment I'm just in transitionary phase. So for now, you can still go to www.soul-reconnection.com for all of the services and all relevant information on that website as well. So I'm going to hit off, and until next time, I will catch you guys on the other side.